Hi, we are back to part two of what I have been directing you towards. And today, in the morning, when I did my quiet time and meditation, and when you get older, you need a bit longer to quieten yourself down because you might get up in the middle of the night. You have to go to the restroom. You need to ask yourself why you're doing so many of these things. When you get older, you go more to the toilet than you go to the dry closet. But your toilet can be a place to look in the mirror and ask yourself, what are you doing with your life, given whatever period is left? We live every day, but we die once. And I was thinking through, and a thought came from Khalil Gibran. And for those of you who are into spirituality of any nature will know who Khalil Gibran is. He said, I've learned silence from the talkative, tolerance from the intolerant, and kindness from the unkind. I've learned silence from the talkative. So if somebody is talkative in your life, workplace, at home, wherever, including yourself, learn silence. Slow down and just tune off the noises. Tolerance from the intolerant. There's so many difficult people all the way through life who are intolerant of you, and prejudice they carry with them mustn't become yours. And if you have prejudice, you need to let it go. Let it go. And tolerance is key, and kindness from the unkind. And you learn from these people, especially the unkind, how to continue being kind. And that's where the teaching of Christ to turn the other cheek to those who smite you comes in handy. And I've got some people who make that very difficult for me by asking, what happens if I turn the other cheek and he slaps me? I said, turn the other cheek again. Whichever cheek is up to you. Get them to get tired and worn out trying to test your patience. So kindness from the unkind we can learn, silence from the talkative we can learn, and tolerance from the intolerant. I just had a phone call from one of my very good associates in Outstation, and we were just talking about what's happening while I took a break since the first session. And if you are being led by the Spirit through the Word of God, knowing that you're saved by grace through faith for good works, then you'll understand by now where I'm coming from. I'm not asking you to warm the church pew or warm the church pulpit once a week. It's a daily process. And we need to have spiritual discipline, accountability, structures, credibility, and responsibilities. And these are critical as a spiritual leader or even out there in the marketplace today. If you are there, you're a CEO listening, you don't need to be male or female alone. You can be of any sex, even those who don't think they're male or female. With all due respect, try to understand what others are going through. We have to slow down and work through our own demons, fears, before we project it on others, especially those who are under our care and charge. If you pay one guy $1 and another guy $2 and expect the $1 guy to do the $2 guy's job and $2 guy to do the $1 guy's job, you're not a leader. You need to do 2 plus 1 to help them do their 1 and 2. What I mean is 1 plus 1 plus 1 is not 5. It is 3. So it takes 3 of you in a working place, maybe at home, to be the kind of leader, to administrate the skill sets that you're given. All that we have been passed to us. If you look at this, it has been staring on your face for the last half an hour. You need to love, live, and laugh. And I think my wife and daughter picked it up knowing my personality type. I am basically an influencer. I like to influence others, but first I need to influence myself. And if you are more of a strategic person, intentional, and if you love yourself as you love your neighbor, above all, love God, you'll become a source of inspirational leadership. That's much needed now in this world of warmongering. We need to pray against the forces of darkness. And to do that, you need to know your assignment. And if you have been following me clearly these weeks, by now you should know where is the starting point and where is the finishing point. The assignment has already been given to you if you have been doing what you have been told to do. And this is hard work. It's not press button, as I told you. It's a process. And it's an ongoing work because you're going to pass that baton to the next teammate, and the next teammate is going to run and pass that baton to the next, and you can't drop the baton. And to do that, right now, you can drink your coffee with me and do your relaxation exercise. Because when you are at your assignment, you can't be found sleeping. So we need to become tolerant of others. We need to be silent more than talkative. And we need to overcome the intolerance, the talkative, and the unkind by using the golden rule of kindness. Whatever your religious persuasion, and you might be questioning a lot of my thoughts right now, don't do that. Question your own thoughts. Why are you questioning my thoughts? Because I'm stirring up some questions in your mind. And that's where you find your assignment, because you have already come to an awareness, and there's an awakening in you and the people around you. If not, you're sleeping still in La La Land, and you know your assignment. You know your assignment. So there's an awareness, there's an awakening, and you know your assignment, and you've got to get out there and see the focus that is needed for things to be fruitful in the long run. You can't expect the crops to come up just after sowing seed yesterday. You need to do a lot of watering, maintenance work, fertilizer, and chase away the crows that want to pick up whatever is put there for fruitfulness in your life, in the life of your team. And that's a lot of work. It's work in progress. And then you go into character building through perseverance and endurance, through the pain. If you didn't feel the pain that I was feeling in the last few sessions when I shared, you have to understand it's an experience. It's not a hit thing. It's something you go through, and you got good doctors around you, you got good nurses around you, people sacrificing their time and energy, your own family, apart from praying, what we call ora et labora. When you pray, you work. When you work, you pray. And through that, you can go with your assignment to the community to serve and to be on duty for the call that you have in your life. And after that, you will see Christ lifting you up. And you can ask yourself, what would Jesus do in my situation? What would Christ do in my situation? And then you listen, you trust, and you obey. So I'm connecting all the dots that I've been leading you through so you can be effective in the endurance needed, this long race we are running. It's going to be pretty long. Even if they're opening up, there's going to be a lot of side effects. There's going to be issues coming up along the way. And to be a leader, you better know what's coming and prepare for the storm. If you think the storm is gone, even this will pass over, I agree. But in between that time, before it's gone, it'll take a lot of endurance and persistence in whatever task that is laid out for you. Don't cross over to other people's assignment. Do yours well. And that's what I've been learning the last 10 years. So when I got the call during the break, I chatted with my associate that we need to really apply Psalms 1-1, given this current scenario. Psalms 1-1. You would ask me, where is it? Go and read the book of Psalms or Google Psalms 1-1. It will appear. Tonight, before you go to bed, go through it slowly. meditate, apply what you've been learning, and you will get what the Lord is trying to tell you tonight. So you start with prayer before you go into your planning. The more you pray, the better your planning. And then you will see the providence of God working in your life if you're patient, and then the providence will break through. The miracle that you never expected will come. Even you've never believed in miracle, you'll start to look at the mirror and say, here I am, a miracle. I'm still here. You are still here. Get to that point of consciousness. And that's where you become a conscious leader, a Christ conscious leader, and a person who serves. So as a pastor or a spiritual leader or CEO, as an administrator of the resources entrusted to you, you need to pray, let him increase, let me decrease. And that's what John the Baptist said. Let him increase, let Christ increase, and let me decrease. I become his vessel that he can use. Put your ego aside and look to him even today. He will give you the answer. Don't look to me for all the answers. I'm just giving you the processes needed to work through so you can be more effective administrator. Leadership is something not so simple. It's easy to criticize a leader, be it political, be it spiritual, be it business, whatever field. That person was put there for a purpose. When he or she has done his part, he has to go. Another one is raised up, like Moses, Joshua, and Caleb. God used Moses to deliver the people from Egypt, and Joshua to lead them across from Jordan to possess the land. And of course, Caleb and Joshua was there for Moses for such a time. And when Moses is gone, they had to continue. And it was a 40 years journey before they reached the destination. We don't need to have 40 years if you listen to God and obey him and carry out what we are called to do. So as we come to this point, I believe you're getting a clearer picture of what we are saying. When you slow down, you're not being ineffective. In fact, you're collecting your resources and you're becoming more effective to face your challenges and the enemies that are confronting your business, your missions, your calling, your family. And then you can address it as a team more fruitfully. Don't be a OMO, one-man operation. It doesn't work in today's world. You need to work together, even in a family. Don't pull each other's hair, and don't fight to a point you're going to break up families, not only yours, many others to come. Forgive. Might be difficult to forget, but overcome it, even in your company. In fact, those who make mistakes and learn from it become better leaders. Moses did it his whole life until such a time he did something major that God had to stop him along the way, because he was asked to speak to the rock for the water to flow out for the people, but he was so angry with the people, he used a rod of leadership and whacked it, and that did do the miracle, but God thought that was enough for this man who was already disrupting God's original plan for his people. Although the people were not easy to lead, difficult, your people can be difficult too. Tonight, I want you to read Psalms 121, ask God to give you one principle to apply tomorrow so that you can overcome. You can overcome. Why are we emphasizing these points? Prayer is inhaling the Spirit of God, from whom comes all wisdom and understanding and graces, and also breathe out all the negative energies, the forces, the voices, the demons out of you. You can do it tonight. So would you take time to read Psalms 121. That's your homework for today, and you would have benefited a lot, whatever field you're involved in. Are you aware what you're called to do? Do you know your assignment? And thereby you can administrate with your God-given skills and talents, the time, talent, treasures, resources. You can overcome this challenge, this so-called mountain. It's possible, but don't be overconfident. Just go tonight to God in prayer. You might say, Pastor, you don't understand me. Read Psalms 121. Later, you contact me. Thank you. God bless you.